In the last episode, we have continued to expand our food production, so hand over some of that bread and let's play the Settlers 2. Actually also building a pig farm here, and we just finished another barracks. You also, as a rule of thumb, you don't want to put gold into barracks because they only can house like 2 soldiers. And gold will... each coin will affect more than 1 soldier, as far as I've seen so far. So it is really best to put coins into things like castles, which have, I think, up to 8 soldiers, because then you get a lot more out of your out of the coins you put in there. It's kind of a wave thing, so if you have 3 soldiers in there, or a like staircase thing, so the first coin will put will put the first soldier up 1 bit, I believe, or one rank. Then the next coin will put that first soldier up another bit, and the second soldier up 1 bit, and then it goes on like that. So if you have a full castle, I believe you get a lot out of your coins. But it's kind of a rare occasion to happen like that. But also like more builds, and there's actually a point where I probably want to build a second storehouse, or it's not quite a headquarters, but a second storehouse. So your goods don't have to be carried all the way back here. Although, what I think is pretty good about this is that, about the game, is that things don't have to be put into the storehouse before they get redistributed. For example, the logs from the woodcutters will be given straight to the sawmill unless the sawmill has no capacity for them now. I'm also up to 3 stockpile. So, yeah. I mean, I think there are games that basically don't do that, where things have to be put into the storage before they can be redistributed. I can't think of any examples right now, but I think I've seen it before. Quite sure I've seen that before. And there is another thing. Okay. We'll not build too much here, we'll just basically barrack our way. Although we could probably go with another geologist here. I think we might find gold or a granite mine here. One of those. The mountains are tricky like that. There's no point in sending a geologist over here because there's nothing you can find here. I mean, what would you build if you found something? Now the big question is, will we finish the various buildings before we actually get to the edge of the map here or not? Who knows? I surely don't. I also haven't set up a countdown for this entire Let's Play so far. I don't know why. Okay, that's occupied, and you have not saved for 60 minutes. So, there you go, that's how long I've played so far. A new pig farm can supply animals to a butcher. Yep, that's nice, and we can also build a butcher now. Which we will do. And logic would dictate to build it somewhere around here. If this were a bit bigger, if we could like level this, I would build a butcher here. Also, the miller has a very, very nice job. He keeps napping most of the time. Okay, but we can actually build the butcher right here. So it's at least next to the pig farm. There we go. Pig farm doesn't need more space, by the way. This is as big as it gets. Additional pigs will just be shown here. Why is that not smoking? Oh, it doesn't have a chimney. That's why. Makes sense. Also, it's nice to see that the bakery does not require coal. I mean, that would be pretty horrible if you also had to supply coal to the bakery, just so the bakery could give bread to the coal mine, because then you'd basically have a circulation of goods with very little point. Because I think you basically get 1 resource for 1 unit of food you send in. So it would just be a giant resource burning machine. But I suppose the baker could also just burn like wood or whatever he has lying in the house. Oh boy. Alright, I called for a geologist, and that's another thing here, what I said earlier. There is no real quick response to anything, unless you actually build a road directly there and just happen to have it close. There is no... I'll just do that quick. I think I called for this guy like 5 minutes ago at least. Although somebody may actually end up going back and making sure it's like only 2 minutes, but still. It takes longer than most other RTSs. RTS games? How do you pluralize that? Oh well. Yeah, there's a pig farm, and there is the water that's going to the pig farm. I could actually go and set this to full supplies, because we never really get rid of all the water. It may seem like that, but we'll never do that. We'll never get rid of the water. This well will keep everything supplied. Unless, of course, they nerf the wells. Also, something that never made sense to me when I first played the game was why this guy would be carrying the bucket inside before he would just drop it out. And after I've basically had various lectures on... Oh, we discovered a gold vein. Nah, nice. Why would you make that? Why would you make a gold mine? Why do you make coins when you don't need coins per se? Oh well. That. Okay, no more stone. Let's go there. You have no more stone indeed, so let's burn this down. We just made a stonemason homeless. That's a shame. We can build a gold mine, we can build a mint, and we found gold. Go away. We'll have to wait for this to burn out before we can place something here. I don't want to build another flag and then just have this tiny section of road, so we'll place a hunting lodge right here. And there's another donkey getting on the way. Probably do this bit here. Is that farm productive? It is fairly productive. I'm not sure if it reaches 100%. This one probably won't, but we'll see. I mean, you could just sow his seeds here, you know. Oh, he does. Right. There is the pig farm. How are we doing on wheat? We have some of it. We have no flour. The mill is selfishly hogging most of the wheat. I believe it can you can process pretty much any amount of grain, really, so that there is no reason to hold back on farming that. You will eventually go through any amount of it. Okay, there's more gold here. And you see that most of those signs that were placed here have been gone away. That's why I'm placing those gold mines here, or those mines. Because that saves me a geologist later on. Also, just something I want to point out is I think you have to build the mine on top of the deposit. There are games where you place the mine right next to the deposit and you should not place it onto it because you would like block accessible parts of it, but in this case you want to place it onto the thing. At least that's what I believe is the case. This building burns surprisingly long for something that has... actually no, as we learned earlier, the quarry building is mostly made of wood, so it can probably burn for a while. Also, something I wanted to see here. Do we have beer? We have beer. Making a sword actually costs you more than just a sword and shield. It actually takes beer as well, I think. That's what the beer is for, and that's why you actually have to brew beer. There is no other reason to do so. Just to make people drunk enough to... Oh, nice. Geologists have found granite deposits in the mountains. This will provide a fresh supply of stone for the time being. Do you really need a fresh supply of stone? It's not like stone is going bad really quick. Oh well, we'll get a fresh supply of stones. Also, how's that doing? It is at least producing something. Not too much. You can actually tell by the amount of piglets this sow has here. And as you can see, it has none, so this building is basically running at the very minimum. And that's actually why we had so many, why we built a third farm here. The third one. I thought we had 4, but no, it's a 3. 73. Could place another one here, but I'm not sure how much it would be able to make. And again, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it already. Place the thing there. Now, we may have a problem with the mint, because we can't fit that anywhere. We'll still have to wait for this this stuff to deteriorate. Also, something I just noticed, you can go to headquarters and you can have house names on that as well. We don't want that, though. So, I think you can actually drag this. You can't. You can expand it, though. It's nice, you can expand it further. And you can collapse it. Oh, you can! Haha, that's how you do it. So just right-click into the window. You can't click in here, though, so I can't really build things in here if I wanted. Although I could try that. Nope, I can't. Okay. So... and you can have so much fun with this observation window. Although I don't see why you wouldn't be able to just click on that thing and have the observation window pop up. But oh well. There's the next best thing. We will build our mint over here, I suppose. There, then we'll build barracks over here. So there will be a constant stream of people bringing goods and resources over from here to there and back. And that's actually something that's... I mean, that was something I always liked about this game. This entire buzzing around and the almost always busy settlers. That's actually what made... I think that's what made the series so popular back in the days. Before very realistic ways of goring people were the thing to draw in people. Look at that, we have 2 logs there, and nothing in the sum. That's probably because the priorities are kind of mixed up. Okay, we found that, we found that, we found that. No big deal. I wasn't sure what's on this side of the mountain, if there's any resources in here. It's kind of hard to access because we would have to either go all the way around here or all the way through here. We'd have to build a woodcutter here, we'd have to wait for him to chop down those palm trees, and I'm not sure if we can actually build on the beach here. Probably could, but still we'd have to build the barracks here and then make our way that way. And it's just probably not worth the stress. There's no way to fortify a mountain itself, so we can't build something on top of this, even though it would make sense to build a, let's say a... Don't carry that pig away. I think they actually sometimes reconsider, and he might pick it up again. I don't know, though. Nope, for now the pig is on the way down to the headquarters. And now you see that it has a piglet. There. The guy's head is currently in front of it, but we'll probably just scroll there now. Right, I have to do this here, I have to go there. Can I scroll in here? Can I zoom in? There we go, there's one piglet. Which means this building has been producing a bit more. It will disappear soon though, because we don't have much going on here. And now there's a pig being transported back. Great. So if it once it's sent on the way, it actually has to, I believe it has to be sent back to the headquarters before it can be redistributed, but as long as that hasn't happened, buildings will just send stuff directly back and forth. Look at all the flour that's sitting here. This won't block the road though. This is not enough to actually block it. Also, some of you might be wondering why certain resources were absent from the distribution window. That's just because they don't have a second building that requires them. So for example, we don't have to distribute flour because it will just always go to a bakery. And I can't determine which one it goes if I have two. I suppose I will always try to get it to the closest one, but yeah, if that one's full, they will probably try to supply a second one as well. Which is a borderline case I pretty much never had. Also now we can build a hunter here. It should be reasonably quick because it's very, very close to the headquarters. Also never got why they couldn't just send more than one of the usually 100 helpers they had here to go and help with the carrying out of stuff, or carrying stuff outside. Although it doesn't really matter. Sawmill is just barely keeping it at 100% productivity. We might want to actually ramp up the priority. What was the word of P I was looking for? The priority of logs, but as you can see there, the logs are basically left there because finished goods have a higher priority to be transported than logs. Sadly. There we go, one log is being hauled now. And this can actually get your entire production line down. I mean, you can always readjust it with the priority tools in the menu there. But yeah, this it can lead to things like if you keep having more important things on the road, then your guys might just not get around to transporting this one seemingly unimportant resource that is all of a sudden getting crucial to like keeping your production going. For example, keeping your bakery going, your water buckets, or what have you. And that can really cripple your economy. And that's also a reason for probably not only having this one main road through your entire domain, but probably splitting that up into like 2 to 3 different roads. Or maybe even several almost... There is no independent bit of road because you'll always have to have a connection to the main bit of the empire, of your empire, not the Roman Empire. We're trying to get back there. So, yeah. Also, why would you not want to live on this island? It seems we have everything we need. We have some iron, and we have... we don't have gold, which we probably wouldn't need, because... Why would we, to be honest? If you have an island where everything is supplied to you for pretty much nothing, and just for your contribution to society, and why would you need gold? That's just my bit of social criticism here. Why would you need gold if you have this communist Rome utopia? Yeah, Comrade, what's his name? I should have probably remembered the name of this guy. You have a bit of a Roman senator here who tells us what to do. So we found most of the raw resources. Actually, we found pretty much all the resources there are in the game. You see the natural ones like the granite and the gold and coal and iron. I mean, that's enough of resources for my taste. We don't need that many more. It really makes things needlessly complex. Also, there's no water making its way up here. It's slowly being transported up here, but very slowly. Even though this section of the road is not as busy, so this should not have any troubles getting stuff transported. But believe me, I have seen pretty horribly congested roads already. It can happen, and it will happen too. His productivity dropped to 94 and probably even further down, but now we are getting logs carried around. Oh, that donkey could have waited like half a second and he would have been able to just keep carrying stuff. There's another bit of road being upgraded. There is never a piece of road that has 2 donkeys, so at least not working on that piece of road. I'm half tempted to just intersect this one too, because I'm always torn if it's better to just break a piece up or not. I believe it's somewhat of a last-ditch effort you can do if something does indeed get clogged, because it will allow people to just unclog it for a moment. But you'll generally still have to do something about the reason of the issue, the cause of the issue. There's a farm, and things are not progressing very smoothly here because it's just awfully far away from the headquarters. It's not that we don't have the resources, mind you, it's just that it takes awfully long for the resources to get up here. Which again is what I meant earlier when I said you don't just do something quickly. You can't react quickly with building, say, a barracks or a guard tower or what have you. Because the further it is away from the headquarters, the longer it will take to build. Unless, of course, you break it down you break the transport ways down with things like storehouses. Which currently are not an option for us, so let's forget about that. We also have a huntsman here who probably has killed this. No, he hasn't killed this one rabbit over there. But I don't know how many animals he will have here and if there's respawn, so we'll just leave him to it. Okay, is this finished? It is. So now we are waiting for somebody to occupy it. Is the soldier on his way? Yes, he is. Already almost half the way down. We could also try to get like a shortcut here. In fact, could we... I don't want to risk destroying fields though, so let's not do that. And I'm not sure how different many people will tackle the first levels, because I don't think that there's too much variety you can do here. You always start with the same buildings, and it's probably... I don't know. I don't know if you can say that the game gives you much freedom there. It gives you seemingly a lot of freedom because you can place anything you want in any of those places where it is possible. I mean, I can't like terraform the place to make all of those big housing places. But yeah, it's not quite fair. You always are kind of confined to whatever the game lets you do. So you only have like a very small degree of freedom. The rest is basically playing on the rails the game gives. Even though they can be quite generous sometimes, you are generally railroaded towards whatever you need to do. That being said, I think we're down to one more episode, or let's just wait for this soldier to reach his destination. And then hope we get where we need to be. Come on, one more, seriously. Okay, we'll do this next episode. Until then, bye!